Hey, Hellbillies, what's going on? Yesterday was a holiday, so we were off. But I'm back today to teach you. I was out yesterday and someone asked me, I said, Reb. I said, what? They said, do you warm up? I said, oh my God, I warm up all the time. I think warming up is the most important thing because, if I got to play a gig, let's just say okay, this happens. I pull up in a van. It's cold outside. Got to rush the gear inside. You get in there, you think, oh, we got 2 hours before we're going to play. There's 3 bands going on. Promoter walks up to me and says, hey, can you guys play now? I'm like, what? We just got here. We just pulled up. Somebody didn't show up. 2 bands didn't show up. Now, my bands, we can play for 3 hours usually, okay? 3 hours, maybe 4, always 3. We always got 3 sets on our agenda. So, sometimes we get hired to go play with other bands. We only got to play 1 set. Like we open for, the Texas Hippie Coalition. When we open for them, we only had to play, 45 minutes. So that was actually hard because we had to figure out what we were going to play anyway. So, but somebody asked me, says, well, what do you do when you got to warm up? Like that situation, you got to warm up. And I said, if I'm at home, I do the same warm up. If I'm at a gig, I do the same warm up. Now, this isn't a very musical thing, but it teaches us a couple of things. One, which I really like, it works all 4 fingers. All 4 of our fingers are going to work. That's a big bonus, okay? Because we all got weak fingers here and there. I do not have a weak pinky. My pinky is good. People watch me play. It's like, God damn, that pinky is strong. I said, well, this is why it's strong. Now, this is something you could do. Say you only got 5 minutes of your day. You want to play a little bit of guitar. You don't have time to go mental and think about what you're going to play and blah, 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 blah. You only got 5 minutes. And I want you to do this. If you're in my group and you're doing this, you do this every day. And I should have taught you guys this before, but we're here now. My bad. This is something I do. This is something I believe in. Okay, this is something an old jazz guy taught me a long, long time ago. He said, whatever with the scales, whatever with the modes, whatever with that, okay? Here we go. As easy as can be. Nothing musical about this. Ready? I haven't warmed up. This is my warm-up. Right. 4 fingers, all 4 fingers. All 4 frets. It's back and forth. This one is great. This one is great when you are sitting, you're watching TV, and you're just, the sound is way down. Take a sip of coffee. I got up late. Ah, the nectar of the gods. This is you're sitting down, you're watching TV, and you got to work all 4 fingers. It's very important. All 4 of these fingers need to work. For you to become a great lead guitar player, good lead guitar player, way better than average guitar player, all 4 of those fingers need to work. It's very important. And this is the way to do it. And this is, this isn't something you want to go and turn the amp on and do like I just did. You know that. Believe me. That's the nice thing about electric guitar. When it ain't plugged in, it's almost silent. So that's what you do. Work on your picking while you're doing it. Up and down. Okay, you want to do something else? When you finish this, 1 fret. Let's move down 1 fret. I know it's boring, but if you do this, I can guarantee you, if you do this every day after 1 week, you will be like, wow, my fingers work a lot better. After 2 weeks, even better. After 3 weeks, even better. After a month, you're gonna be done. Your fingers ain't gonna work much better than that. You'll get to where I am. But I've been doing this a long time, and that's what I'm saying. If you got to warm up, now I come down to the studio. It's a little chilly down in the studio. I got to warm up my fingers. I have to warm up my fingers. Another thing I want to give you with your fingers is bending them. Not hard, but bending them. Bending your wrist, bending your fingers. Bending your wrist, bending your fingers. Just easy. Just easy. Now, I know guys that can bend their fingers all the way back. I cannot. Another thing that I cannot do is I cannot play very well. Like, say I'm playing an A. This is an A9. Playing this note here, I have a hard time, like, trying to get my finger and my thumb. Now, I get my thumb over that neck like nobody's business. You know what I mean? I can touch that note. But getting that in there, I don't have the great dexterity. The thing about playing guitar is you got to learn what you can do when you can't do. Not everybody's hands do everything. You know what I'm saying? I know people whose fingers can do like these weird things. Like, my finger can't do that. So don't hesitate to warm up your fingers by pulling them gently, not ripping on them, just gently warming them up. Warm up that wrist. Spin those wrists. This one's important too. This is your rhythm. This is your drummer. You know what I'm saying? So, that, and then just, like I said, warm-ups. Super, super mega important. Okay, I want to just touch on something real here quick with you guys. Remember when we first started this day one? I told you, I have this little book upstairs. This is my little book. Inside this little book, let me just open it up. First thing I got is the major key explanation. That's not, anything, but it's a refresher, it's like my very first page. But, major scale, whole step, half step, whole step, whole step, half step. These are things that I want you to get one of these books because, right here, we go two note A7 chords. Remember I taught you those 2-note chords? I taught you down here. But you need to get one of these books. And this book, like I said, this is the book you write down. Like, get you other paper. It's a regular ring binder. Not a ring binder, but, a notebook. And then you scribble the stuff down in there. And then when you go through there, you put that in here in the important stuff. And you keep this book. Because when you have time off, something happens. Your wife has a baby, something happens where you have to stop playing for a couple months. You come back to this book, and your stuff is in here, and you wrote it down. So when you look at it, it goes, your memory goes, oh yeah, that. Somebody else writes it down. It doesn't come back to your memory if you write it down. Now, what did I tell you? I said, oh, it's got some Reverend Hellbilly stickers on it and stuff like that. But there's my book. I wasn't lying to you. I have that book. So I want you to go get a book. Now, you don't have to write down this warm-up exercise. If you think you should, then write it down. You know what I'm saying? Write it down by all means. Because you know what? Maybe I should write it down because it's not something that I always remember when I go back to playing. When I come back to playing, after I had the illness, the COVID, when I came back, I wanted to play more jazz. You know what I'm saying? Day one. You're not ready to play more jazz, Rev. You're not. You need to work on your chops before you go. Because I wanted to go off the deep end. And it's just human nature. You want to go off the deep end. Well, real quickly I realized, no, you're not going off the deep end, Rev. You're going back to the short end of the pool. And you got to start on day one. And I went and I grabbed this book and I started learning. So you do the same. Okay, so warm-ups. Get you one of those books. All those notes It's not musical. It's nothing musical, but it'll make your fingers strong. And you need strong fingers to be an excellent guitar player, okay? And you know what? I don't want to hear nothing. Guys say, oh, I don't have big hands. I don't have big hands. Oh, my hand's too small. Oh, my hand's too big. That's got nothing to do with it. I see guys with the biggest mutton chop hands I ever seen. Buddy Guy had the biggest hands I ever seen, okay? His hands were like a hand and a half of mine, and he's an amazing player. Jimi Hendrix had humongous mitts. You see some of these girls play, they got little tiny fingers. It doesn't have anything to do with the size of your hands on how a guitar player you are, okay? There's nothing to do with it. What it has to do is dexterity and practice. So, put the YouTube down, go get your guitar, and start practicing that, okay? Hey, I want to thank you guys. You know, I reached my 1,000 subs. Woo! Awesome. I appreciate that. We're going to be working hard. We're not going to slow down, you know. Oh, we got 1,000 subs, we can quit. No, that's just the beginning. We got 1,000 subs, so we're going to go. We're going to try to get this lesson stuff finished so we can move on to some other stuff. It's taking up some of my time. So, but you know what? I don't care. This is super important to me, and it's super important to a lot of you guys. And I could tell by some of the comments I got. Do me a favor. Ring the bell. Give me a like. Woo! Smash that like button. Ring that bell. Subscribe to my channel. Some guy called me a hillbilly nerd today. I was like, hey, God bless you, sir. Whatever you think is good with me, I appreciate. Leave me a comment, all right? I really do appreciate those comments, no matter what they are. You know, I got thick skin. You know what I'm saying? I've been called the worst things in the world by people. I've played honky tonks many years. Believe me, there ain't nothing I ain't heard. All right? Thank you, guys. Have a great day. I'll try to get another lesson out tomorrow for you. And let's keep moving on. Keep practicing. Keep doing this. You're going to be an amazing guitar player, okay? Cheers, Reverend Hellbilly.